Welcome back to the late evening matchup or late night or late day, wherever you are around the world. It's the grand final, second game, Quincy Crew and 4Zoomers. Hoping to see something slightly different here from 4Zoomers. Draft-wise, gameplay-wise, these guys can do so much better, as they have shown throughout the tournament, throughout the playoffs. They've been considered the strongest team in a sense. They've also in some cases felt like they're a bit of an underdog in specific draft matchups, but they can bring up the challenge to Quincy Crew, and I hope they deliver it here.
Well, this is definitely a different start at the very least. So I was expecting them to go for the Death Prophet first, just because that has often started off their, like, the drafts that felt the easiest for them. But instead, Quincy Crew gives them that opening, and 4Zoomers say, nah, that's not really necessary. We'll go with the Vengeful Spirit instead. So, once again, possibility of using this score. I know that Monkeys Forever has played it before, but we also know, of course, about the tops and mid-venge.
There's always
I'm
someone.
interested, but on the other hand, I'd like to see Gunnar on a proper mid-hero, because that Chen did not work out. I would have loved for it to work out, but, you know...
We had our hopes high for it.
You gotta believe, man. You gotta, but it lets you down.
That's the part that usually hurts, is when you put faith and then it doesn't work out. But at least Venge and Terrorblade, extra attack range for the TB in meta form, also a save and very good damage output. Minus armor provided by the Venge helps out the TB a lot to at least chew the Nature's Prophet's armor. But then, and you also have something to go against the Sprout. If the TB is somewhere elsewhere from your teammates and you need to get the TB on the move, if you don't have the time to use your Quelling Blade during the fights or trying to move out from Sprout, just have the guy right-clicking, then Venge can just come in with a swap. You got 2 charges, you can start with one and you can hold on to the second for a save, or if you need to do it the other way around, then you need to save first and then you initiate on the other, because TB needs that mobility. He needs to be positioned pretty well to be able to hit. I've always said, and I always will, TB needs to hit and not run.
I agree with that. Like, and we saw the previous time where they played this Terrorblade that the turning point in the game was where Sammy Boy could just stand and deliver. So that's once again what we're going to be looking for this game.
The Highwayman, stand and deliver, would be the theme for the Terrorblade, maybe. Chen and Broodmother banned from Quincy Crew. They realized the potential Monkeys Forever can bring with this Brood, that they can't really face up against it. They were comfortable, 4Zoomers, picking it against the Shaker. Did some alright things, but just didn't have the team around it. So if they had a completely different draft, that Brood could have done so much more. So very understandable ban. Also the Naga away by 4Zoomers.
They're not going to get outdone on the map this time. And Phoenix ban as well. A lot of magic damage there. Also, Terrorblade really suffers versus that hero in lane. Can't really do anything against it. Of course, in the mid game, it's better with Terrorblade, just because you get to hit the egg, but it's not comfortable, and it would definitely give Quincy Crew the team fight edge here.
Good. What else do you want? You've got the NP, you've got the Shaker. You have control, you have stuns, you have team fight, you have global presence, the ganking capability. Do you want to go for like an escape artist, something that can stay away from the Terrorblade? You know, like talking about Puck, for example, who can go in and out.
Yeah, Gunnar Puck or Ember Spirit.
I meant for Quincy Crew, I mean.
Oh, for Quincy Crew.
Yeah. I mean, Gunnar could play Puck as well. That wouldn't be completely out of the woods. That would help the TB hit as well.
Right now for Quincy Crew, it depends. You can go either for a 4-man lineup next to that Nature's Prophet, or you can go for, you know, more of a spread lineup like we've seen EG do, where you always have global damage in some way.
Yeah.
And the draft really turns on that third pick. For now, though, with the Chen and the Clockwork out of the way, they're definitely saying at least you're not getting any global deep push, and you're not going to teleport people around. Like that is going to be our domain.
Yeah,
So
unless.
I imagine that there's a 5-man coming up.
Yeah, unless they decide to go for Zeus with the Nature's Prophet, Zeus being the Terrorblade counter, and it's worked out before. I mean, the Zeus Nature's Prophet can be very deadly.
It's also Zeus is very nice versus Winter Wyvern.
Only 10
she
seconds.
can't save anyone, and you're not going to be anywhere near her ult to be, hit
5
by it.
seconds. Hurry, hurry.
So yeah, the Zeus is an option. Although I think 4Zoomers showed that they were comfortable playing into it, and since they haven't banned it anyway, they're just not. Like I can see Quincy just saying like, "Hey, they don't ban it; they're not scared of it." This is not risk that they know better how to play Terrorblade into Zeus than we know how to play Zeus into Terrorblade.
Yeah.
A little bit of a block pick for the Morana here as well, getting the Shadow Demon out. And this Winter Wyvern is saying, alright, you're not going to zoo draft us now, so stop it with the Beastmasters and the Lycans. We're not buying it if that's what you want to sell us.
Dire team are now picking.
Okay, alright, Jakiro. Even without the Naga.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, Jakiro is just... It's a really nice lane pusher. It's a really tanky support in the middle of team fights. Ton of AoE. And, you can run this guy core.
10 seconds.
You can.
I've heard suggestions that if you buy a voodoo mask on this guy, you
5
stay alive
seconds
for
remain.
so long.
I've seen the Jakiro double bracer Rod of Atos build before, when Rod of Atos still used to be built from those, and even after that, because you get the tankiness, you get the rod, you can do setups with it, you can get your full combo off for a massive amount of damage. Plus, it sits pretty well with a Shaker when you're going up against the Terrorblade, because you have two very long-range stuns that you can connect while the rest of the team is still coming, like Nature's Prophet teleporting nearby. You get the Shaker stun to go first, the Fissure, and then you have the Ice Path to follow up, so you can basically stun lock a TB without actually him getting the Sunder off at any point. And especially towards late game when you have like BKBs and stuff, managed to kite out the BKBs, or even before he's used it, if you get those two stuns to connect and enable enough damage to blow him up, like, the NP ulti, for example, is doing a massive amount of damage early on in the game. Later on in the game, maybe wears off a little bit, but still helps out with getting that 1-point nuke onto the target. So they can really destabilize the Terrorblade's gameplay with just these long-range stuns. Zoomers bring out a Quap, though, and Quap likes Winter Wyvern. These guys have good synergy.
They do, yes. You grab everyone together, and then as soon as the Winter Wyvern ult is over, you drop everything on top of them.
There's the puck.
Good. There is the puck, yes. I mean, the Queen of Pain makes it a very easy pickup, just because Queen of Pain doesn't like to have to stand her ground, and you have so much AoE control already, and so much AoE damage with a possible Echo Slam, with that Macro Fire, that a puck feels like a completely natural follow-up, and this Queen of Pain is going to have to build a Yules.
Yeah. Now that I'm looking at it, I remember back in the group stages with Winter Wyvern and Queen of Pain, there is... I don't know. I was thinking about the Ursa for a bit here. Put the TB mid, for example. But I guess you don't want to have both of them. Since you already got the Terrorblade, you would have the Ursa instead of it. Those guys would sit in really well together.
Yes.
But with the TB, I don't think you necessarily want to get it. Quincy Crew's banning DK, so they don't want the Blink stun to start things off with. LC, very strong against the Terrorblade in lane. Makes his life harder.
Absolutely. So Quincy Crew think they're looking for a mid laner, and they're going to play this offlane Quap, or like that, at least side lane Quap. Let's put it that way.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Or of course a side lane DK. Either would work.
Dire's ban.
So they're banning stand your ground heroes right now. Honestly, I kind of appreciate just a proper classic offlaner right now. Something like
Frontliner.
A frontliner and counter initiator, yeah. So even something like a Tidehunter or
10
a
seconds.
centaur, something that doesn't care, because there's not a lot
5
of damage on
seconds
Quincy Crew
remain.
right now that you can't solve with a pipe.
Yeah.
It's basically going to be the Nature's Prophet right clicking so far. Whatever carry they put on the end of this is going to be the physical damage, but that's going to take a while to kick in. So
I was thinking about an axe for a bit, but there's 2 potential Yule's carriers in Quincy Crew, so they could
Yeah.
easily remove him from the fight.
hmm
Wyvern and
I was-
axe would sit together pretty well too for the combo.
yeah, Wyvern Axe is nice. But yeah, I think the Yule's builders are too big of a problem.
Yeah, I agree on that. Bristleback was one thing that I was thinking about. He only offers frontline and a very tanky guy, but that could be an option. Now if we think Monkey's heroes, does he want to go the co-op, or are we still waiting for his offlane pick to come in?
I think most of his offline picks are like more of the evasive guys as opposed to the tanky boys. But yeah, I still want him to go that way.
Timbersaw?
Timbersaw?
10 seconds to pick.
In Timbers,
Guess it depends on
Not
Quincy's
5
last pick.
seconds. Hurry,
yeah,
hurry.
it depends a lot. Like everything depends a lot
Red
here
team
because
are now picking.
there is a lot of magic damage output and wait, what? So you are the creative guy out of the two of us. Tell me what just happened.
I'm thinking about snap support or snap 3, maybe even a snap mid. Seen that a few
5
times,
seconds
but I would
remain.
love to see a Shaker core maybe this game. It would
No,
have.
I'm thinking it's the core Jakiro actually. I think it's a safe lane
Could be.
Nature's Prophet, and this is either an off lane or a mid Jakiro,
Yeah,
depending on the
yeah,
picks.
I could see the puck going mid against the Quap. That would make a reasonable laning matchup. You have the Nature's Prophet to go up against the Terrorblade if that's what you want to do. So you can either put the NP as a 5 or a 3. Then you have the Snapfire who can also be 5 or a 3. So that would mean Jakiro core, but do you want to put... Well, I think I'm just going to let Quincy Crew decide what they want, but they definitely have... They have a good combo with the Puck ulti, 2 long-range stuns. They have the Mortimer's Kisses. If they really need a frontliner, it means Shaker has to be somewhat of a core to be around there. Or then just make a really tanky Jakiro. Carry Nature's Prophet. Support Jakiro. And the Nyx Assassin coming as a support for 4Zoomers. So this Nyx is going to make Puck's life a lot harder. And it's a core Shaker.
It's a core
So
shaker.
we get the 3 Shaker from Lilith.
Yeah, I think part of what did that is just the Nyx pick. You don't want to run a core Jakiro into a Nyx. You get
No, I just dumpstered.
exactly. So at the very least, we have one of my wishes come true here, which is that Gunnar is actually playing something like he's playing a mid hero. He can make moves, and I think Quop does really well against Puck these days. So
10 seconds to pick.
I'm not afraid to say that he should be going 50-50 here. Although
5
again,
seconds.
I have
Hurry.
like, and this is a bit based on the previous games that I saw, but I have seen that Gunnar sometimes just can't quite hold up to Quinn in terms of like his laning mechanics, and maybe we'll see that come back to bite him here again because, well, I think if you watch the previous games, you remember the Void Spirit versus Ember matchup where he eventually got solo killed. So I'm hoping he's got this matchup under control. If he does that, then I see them definitely being able to play this game as opposed to the last game. And Terrorblade is a force to be reckoned with. So yeah, I have a lot more faith in 4Zoomers this time around, but I will favor Quincy Crew just for the sheer dominance that they displayed in that previous game.
But I have to say, this is looking a whole lot better. 4Zoomers are now playing with more comfortable heroes, a much more comfy combo together to go with as well. I like the way they're approaching into this one. And actually give a fighting chance, because Quincy Crew were very convincing in the upper bracket finals against 4Zoomers. And with a lineup like this that 4Zoomers have, they have a better chance. Way better chances than that previous game. So maybe we can turn this into a best of 3. But they do have a very strong draft on Quincy's side too. We'll let the players decide. Are we going to go for a tie, or are we going to go to possible championship point for Quincy crew? The Lelis Shaker definitely intrigues me. I love it. I like this pick. A chance for some pretty big plays.
I'm a Core Shaker fan as well, and really everything here comes down to the ways that all of these heroes are going to be disabling people for their carry Nature's Prophet to come in.
Yeah.
我是一个没有感情的刷钱
And
机
if
器。
that moves smooth, you just get such a nice game to watch, like even if they're winning it very hard. And over on the other side, you have a little bit more of a classic lineup. Like Sammy Boy is definitely not going to get involved very early, although we have seen him definitely take towers with the Metamorphosis, show up for that, as opposed to only farm jungle. So, and then Monkeys Forever once again on the Vengeful Spirit. Like, I think this man is really good at doing what he does, making his moves with very few items and just leaning on his level difference. But at the same time, it's not the same as him on a Bat Rider, you know, or a Sand King. And that always worries me a little bit. It's not that much of a playmaker.
What I'm looking at, are they still deciding to swap their lanes, maybe? No, they're actually going to put at least a duo, potential trio lane, unless Venge needs some help in the top lane with a friend. And what I do like about the Venge pick here is the way Monkeys Forever plays it, because he technically rotates very early on to help out his teammates, and TB could definitely use with that armor reduction, that is, from the Wave of Terror, and plus the stuns. So instead of being a saving support, you have a more active damage dealer with auras to buff up the Terrorblade. So he'll start off solo to get those early levels for himself, and going up against the Nature's Prophet makes it a whole of a better lane for the Terrorblade to go up against the Shaker. The TB has a better chance of getting himself online early.
But Monkeys is going to suffer. He's going to suffer real hard.
Does drop his Metamorph, trying to deny this Discreet Wave from the Shaker, and also force Lelis to move backwards a lot. Will not get to
If you want
stay
to keep
in.
the Shaker down as long as possible, once he starts getting levels up in the totem, he starts to hit you real hard. And even with as much armor as Sammy Boy is going to have, it's a problem. So, yeah, keep him low for as long as you can.
But at least Yawar is going to enjoy his own lane. Picked up a Blightstone 4 branches. Those early stats to keep him tanky. He was suspecting to go up against TB, but they decided to swap the lanes on 4Zoomers side, so they don't have the NP against the TB. So he's just going to live with those branches. At least have a bit of extra regen. Metamorph has also run out from Sammy Boy, allowing MSS and Lelis to get better control of this lane. They will use the cookie for a stun. Very good combos coming out, and Sammy Boy instantly feels the pressure from these two heroes and drops to 100 HP, pops a salve.
Yeah, it's annoying. And Husky is going to be decent at pushing people back, but really only once in a while. The cooldown on that Arctic Burn is so long, and in between Lelis really has the advantage.
LCS is actually pretty tight in the bot lane, and we have the mid matchup with the Puck and the Quap, and Gunner's not even leveled up his level 2 ability anywhere, so he put 2 points in his Scream, knowing that if he just levels up the dagger, then Quinn can abuse that to his advantage. Dodge the dagger with the phase shift, and also meaning that Gunner would not have that 1 point in the blink, allowing a potential rotation from maybe Shaker or... Well, not the Shaker, actually. Maybe the Chikiro or even the Snapfire. Snap's very slow in movement speed, though. Needs to be very close to be able to get combos out. But Snap is very strong when it comes to the early levels. The damage output and the way these abilities scale in the early game are very good.
I'm sorry, I'm just watching the banter. MSS said lag, apparently, and then 4Zoomers immediately jumped on that and was like, what, you don't believe him?
Yeah, this is the NA banter. SVG is a good actor, yeah.
I'd say the only thing acting right now is his internet. It's acting up.
Chill, baby.
I wonder. Oh, this is one way to get their mind straight for this one. I can see this Terrorblade on Sammy Boy become pretty big if this laning stage goes accordingly. So 4Zoomers are required to win 2 of their lanes to stretch out the mid game as an even scenario. If they lose 2 lanes and only win 1, which is the Terrorblade, that means that map control is technically lost very early, and Quincy crew with Nature's Prophet and Puck, and well, basically their entire roster, they can just go 5-man pretty much and just force 4Zoomers to answer 5 versus 4 fights without the Terrorblade.
What do you even have me for? you got that one pretty well.
Just trying to see what this aggression from Lilith and Nemesis is going to be like. They throw the creep in front with the cookie, making Sammy Boy CSing slightly harder here. Husky at least getting some XP, sharing it with Sammy Boy, and now just trying to prevent this pull from happening, and MSS won't get it. Smart read from Husky there to just ditch the creep wave, and just, you know, not even about Sammy Boy getting solo XP, but the fact that he is in big trouble right now. Lelis gets first blood.
Smooth.
You don't have a lot of HP on this Terrorblade, and Quincy crew know exactly what they can do about it. And a Snapfire and a Shaker with Aftershock, more than enough for a kill.
Well, Lelis is going to be active as well. He's got this bottle, so he's looking to make sure he can stay on the map, fight for these runes.
That's also a very awkward loss for the TB in that lane, but can they... I don't think they can get a kill. They can at least harass the Snapfire away, and Lelis also to drop into low HP. It's all about the metamorph pretty much, and how much you can do with it, because you can't really push your lane at this point. We're still too early in the game. Husky at least is attempting to do so, trying to locate if Lelis is or someone is in the trees. MSS interrupts the creep wave pull, and now there's backup coming in. The Nyx is coming in as well. Splinter Blast slowing down the Snapfire. Very good fissure from Lelis, keeping the Zoomer heroes away, and Lelis and MSS will survive this as Ocean TPs, and now SVG is here as well. Doesn't throw his dual breath out yet. And it looks like we are a try versus try lane for now. And Gunner goes down in the mid lane. Puck relentlessly chasing the Quap and hits his level 6. So we have Puck ultimate available.
And you know what I said in the draft? Where I was concerned about Gunner's ability to hold mid versus Quinn? Well, he died without Quinn needing to drop the Dream Coil. That's just rough.
TB is also forced to do some jungling now, as the lane has been pushed way too far. Lelis is going to get some free farm for at least the next minute. And Gunner was hoping to hit level 6. He's already rotating towards bottom. 1 point in the dagger, 3 points in the scream. So Splinter Blast, stun from Nyx, and 1 scream could be very useful, but they have seen his rotation. The ward on the cliff, they see he's coming, and they will play it as safe as they can. Right under the tower. Meanwhile, Vengeful Spirit in trouble. Monkey's Forever sprouted up in the trees. Quinn is there, and that's a kill. So Quinn's rotation works out, Gunner's doesn't.
And this was a bit of a necessary one as well, because Monkeys was actually out-leveling Yawar on this top lane, just because Yawar had several... Ooh, is that gonna hit? That actually hits, but yeah, there's no stun available. That feels bad, man.
Fairly close attempt on the kill.
Because
and now they're gonna go on to Gunner, potentially. Gunner level 6, no point in her ultimate. Forced out, Nyx goes for the stun, trying to get onto Lelis, but he's afraid to go for the blink scream. It's not even gonna be enough damage to get a kill. Gonna regen up on the south, maybe with another stun combo. Might be an opportunity. At least the Shaker's walking back home. Snap is alone in this lane right now. There's a push going on in mid with Quinn and SVG. Sammy Boy level 4 on this Terrorblade. He does have the most last hits, but he doesn't exactly have a high amount of XP on him right now.
I just had to share everything with Husky
Yes,
because they were so
yes.
pushed back. There was no place for Husky to go.
And here comes MSS. Ocean TPing mid. They see him TP out as well. Gets in the way. Throws in the Spike Carapace. Very small mini stun on SVG. The Impale onto Puck, and Quinn wants to go for the Chase to War, coming in with a TP as well on HS Prophet going onto Ocean. That might be a kill. He does get healed up by the Wyvern, but a lot of dot damage on him, trying to take the TP down as well. And Terrorblade sitting on 20 HP, and now he finally goes down. And Quinn finds another kill. It's 5-0 for Quincy Crew. They take down the mid tier 1 tower, and they never stopped with the aggression from game 1. They will continue to beat down 4Zoomers.
And it's all about these small differences. It's Gunner's rotation being seen to bottom, Quinn getting to kill him without dropping the coil, which means he gets to drop the coil on Monkeys in top. And then, of course, Sammy Boy not actually having enough levels to help D-push out that mid-wave at all. And he still won't have those for a while. And they're in trouble now because this Nyx Assassin is level 3. He also needs levels. It's up to the Quap and the Venge to make things happen, but right now they're just in different lanes. And it feels so hard for them to actually meet up and do something. Neither of them is particularly good at hitting towers. So
MSS and Lilith are up to no good here. They tried to go for the stun, and Gunner already blinked away, so they read that play. Meanwhile, in top, SVG in trouble. Husky and Monkeys Forever dealing a lot of damage.
Coming.
Quinn is coming in as well. Puck might have a chance for an ulti. Connects it onto 2. Tries to go for the orb. A very high amount of damage coming out as well, but Gunner is ready. And Quinn forced out, but he blinks right on top of the Puck. And now here comes Uar. Here comes MSS as well. The swap from Monkeys Forever. The bench will live a bit longer. MSS now going into the fight. Ocean is here as well. Can't reflect that NP ulti onto Uar, so he will take the full damage and slightly slow with that E spell. So that Spike Carapace, if it came half a second before, the NP would have taken a lot of damage on himself. So only, well, for Zoomers at least they get their first kill.
And they get to live. That's also very important. They do
All these rotations.
not get to keep their bots, however.
And the rotations buy the TB some time to farm. They need to make more of these happen. This is a 4-man lineup to buy time for the Terrorblade. And Quincy Crew, you can see that they are happy to take these fights with the more manpower. If they have 4, if Zoomers have 2, they'll have 3. If Zoomers have 3, they'll have 4. They will always have that 1-man advantage because of the Nature's Prophet.
It just feels so good to have that. It's the,
Ocean.
the good old story, right? If someone wants to fight you, what do?
Yeah.
You bring one of your friends.
Calling your big brother to help with the fight.
Yeah? I'm not gonna... Actually, I am the big sister. That's... Yeah.
Yeah,
My sisters would call me.
yeah, they would call you. I wouldn't call my older sister to help me out, though.
Is she not a badass?
Yeah, she is a bit. You know, stun on Ocean. Another stun following up. He can't kill Ocean, however, on this Nyx. Then again, if you look at Lilith, he's 500 gold away from a Blink Dagger. Very good timing for this Pos 3 Shaker. And I think that is also a timer for a smoke and a potential gank on one of the cores from 4Zoomers. Maybe even straight onto the Terrorblade. Blow him up before he gets anything out. Husky also has level 6 on the Wyvern. They can maybe catch War. They can't. Still a triple net worth lead on Quincy Crew, so I think any core kill for 4Zoomers would be very big. And they're doing exactly that, except onto Sammy Boy. And Puck wants to give up the chase. Sammy Boy going all the way in front of his tier 3 tower. He forces the least stun. SVG gets the dual breath off, but no ice path to throw in there. TB gets to live a bit longer. Forced all the way to the fountain, however, so all that time's taken away from all the farming. 4,000 gold lead for Quincy Crew. Have played an extraordinarily good tournament from start to finish. And I can only see them do good here in this finals. They already did one good game. And they've had their pressure up in game 2 as well. That Blink Dagger is now coming on the courier for Lelis, and SVG and MSS want to keep up this push in bottom. Gunner and Monkeys Forever already defending. We go for the slow. Macropyre thrown onto the ground. He does get the ice path onto Gunner. Gunner doesn't need to use his ult. He just right clicks away, and that damage is going to be enough for a kill. While TB farming in the jungle, and potentially Husky coming to defend this top lane.
He could probably hold it.
He will try his best at least, but Puck is coming. Quinn went to destroy the creep wave, and now he's gonna hunt this Winter Wyvern. Very nimble moves here, but not gonna be enough. Gets Puck ulted. His Arctic Burn also runs out, so Quinn gets himself a freebie. In a sense, that top tower is also falling. And Quincy crew, are they looking to defend this bot tower? Because it feels like they are. Ocean
Can, yes.
reflects the liquid fire, and SVG gets stunned up. Monkeys Forever looking for the swap, goes for it, gets the stun. Gunner's right there. Fisher coming in. Lelis looking for the Echo Slam. Mortimer's Kisses coming as well from the back from MSS, and Monkeys Forever gonna get tanked down, and he will fall. And so will Ocean with MSS right next to the Nyx Assassin. Good things from Quincy.
Absolutely. They spread their resources so well. They get this top tower with the minimal amount of heroes, which means they have so many heroes to spend on this bottom rotation. And Yawar comes in almost as an afterthought. He can now start taking down this tower. But did they really need him there? No.
Quincy crew are now pretty much four-manning in the bottom lane to take down this tier 1 tower. They have the Puck in mid. Puck's ultimate is off cooldown in just a matter of seconds. Ocean gonna try and look for the stun on Yawar. Gunner is here. Can they blow him up? He's looking for the stun. Oh no, he misses the stun. The Impale does not connect, and they're gonna have to swap targets, and it's the Jakiro that they want to go for. The swap onto Lelis. There comes the Quap ultimate as well, and it does a lot of damage. SVG down. Lelis also dropping low on HP. Quinn trying to go for the rescue. There's the Wyvern ulti holding Quinn in place. He won't be able to get any kills, and he might just lose his life. Gunner goes for the triple kill, and Quincy crew. Now Sammy Boy's into the action as well. The NP ultimate comes in too, and Monkeys Forever will die. MSS gets the last right click in, and 4Zoomers with a little victory here, and not even a little one. 1,500 gold for them and a tower.
That is a big deal. And I gotta say, even though Quincy crew has been really good in spreading their resources around the map, I think that the way that 4Zoomers team fight is better than theirs. Absolute top notch. The Quincy crew were just not positioned quite right for that fight. They don't get to really get any of their spells off.
I think it was actually a miracle because Ocean missed his Impale, but it also forced the NP out, so he couldn't do any right-clicking work. He's got Maelstrom, he's got Blightstone, he hits for 170 damage, and he's walking into the trees where the fight is not happening. Plus, I have to commend that Winter Wyvern ulti was top-notch.
That was beautiful.
Nyx will not miss a stun a second time. And he's looking for SVG again. There we go. He's got the combo out. Gunner's not going to be there in time, though. He was walking towards. Not there fast enough.
No way SVG was going to stay.
Downside is Metamorph is still down for 65 seconds. Husky surrounded by enemies. Quinn does throw the ultimate off, but he gets stunned up again. Can they blow him up? The Fisher. A lot of damage coming in. Winter Wyvern ulti holding the Shaker back. Sammy Boy is down. Ocean is down too. Gunner finds MSS, and now an Echo Slam from Lelis holding the Vengeful Spirit and the Quap in place. Lelis doing the God's work here. Monkeys Forever forced away from this. Gunner tries to go for the blink out as well. He will. Husky, however, not so lucky. Yawar will right click him down, and the Vengeful Spirit will be the next to follow suit. And Venge should be the next target to fall, and Yawar is right there blocking the escape route, and there we go, he has it. Meanwhile, Gunner takes down SVG and SVG's courier, looking for the Quap ulti. Does he have it? Oh, he gets it. The combos there. Quinn is down. Ocean also just got here before the tier 1 tower fell. Might go for it. Goes for Yawar. Let us try to control Gunner. Here comes Sammy Boy as well. They will take a triple kill for Gunner. Is he looking for an ultra kill on this Quap already? He's only died once. Is it an ultra? No, Sammy Boy denies it, but nevertheless. The fight already went for Quincy crew, but 4Zoomers relentlessly kept on going, and Gunner makes the difference.
Absolutely. That Mule Scepter is really doing work and keeping Quincy crew heroes out of the fight while he does his job, and I think the lack of a front line is really starting to get to Quincy crew. They don't really have any point to rally around. Lelis is playing in out in like you're supposed to on a Shaker, but that also means that there is no like central point for them, and they get spread out. Yawar really likes to stand behind someone and right click, because in the man fight he's really not going to last, and yeah, you see
Quinn
the
is
effects of all of
really
them
gonna
right
need this blink dagger. He's already got the Yules and trying to go for the TV. Silenced up, trying to run in circles. He's got the Sunder. He's gonna Sunder Ocean as well. So he's wondering like, wait a minute, what just happened? He's back to full HP. Ocean doesn't go for the impel. He doesn't go for it. He's too afraid that he gets revealed because MSS. They used the Mortimer's kisses, didn't get the kill. Echo Slam is up in 40 seconds too. But Metamorph is already ready. Very tanky Terrorblade. 1400 HP, not enough against the burst damage from Quincy crew, but once that BKB is up, there's a fighting chance.
And I like, by the way, that the Shaker is adjusting his build here. I'm a bit concerned for, well, I guess he has a bottle and arcane boots. I'm not too concerned for his mana situation, but he is moving up into the mech and then after into the Greaves. So he is still going to be this regen / aura carrier build, even though he could, you know, you could totally justify him going for a more selfish build as well. But you can see that they're getting outfought in these 5-man fights, and you gotta start building auras if you want to match up against the auras of the enemy.
Quincy crew now pulling off the 3-4-man gank squad, in a sense. They're trying to take away 4Zoomers map control. Nyx is doing a good job, though, for I mean, Ocean. He's been scouting out information on Quincy crew. Oh, they see him. They see exactly where he is, and he misses the ice. Oh, what? He doesn't. He walks into it. Gunner, however, on the high ground. They get the stun onto SVG. Very high damage coming in as well. Can they get the Echo Slam off? No, they can't. They can only take down Ocean, and Quinn will dodge the dagger coming in from Gunner. And still a battle between these two mid laners, but they will disengage. So support's traded back and forth.
But control is kept by Quincy crew. 4Zoomers do not get to go back into this part of their jungle unless it's very carefully. Monkeys.
Monkeys? The classic.
Jaren, you just have such a good name.
Quinn has his blink dagger. Shaker also building into Guardian Greaves.
Yes. He's gonna be supporting cast as a core now.
Yeah.
Whereas MSS is looking for a BKB. That's where that's where the money is going, Lelis.
Yawar is making good progress towards his own BKB. As long as those BKBs are up, TB can't sunder those targets that he potentially wants to blow up right away and have a teammate follow up on those.
Yeah, there's still a lot on the side of 4Zoomers that actually goes through it though. You got the Winter's Curse, you've also got the Quad Bolt. So it's not all good after you get that BKB, but it'll definitely help out with not being.
They're stacking for a smoke, and Quincy crew, they're already smoked up. They are heading towards Husky. Husky will find SVG, takes the bounty away. Puck going for the ultimate as well. It doesn't connect onto Ocean, it only hits onto Husky, and an Echo Slam coming in as well from Lelis, and masses of damage. But there's also the Winter Weapon coming for a buyback, trying to look for a good ultimate. Metamorph has been used. It will take down Lelis. 2 for 1 for now, but it's still with a buyback. They are 4 men here. Quinn, very, very bold plays here, but the Wyvern ult is in between, and Puck goes down. Quinn falls, and MSS has no escape either. Yawar, oh no, it's a T-wipe. How are 4Zoomers still doing it? They all clustered up. Man, they were all, if you look at that fight area, they were all in this side of an area. Puck comes in, throws a massive burst. And how did they survive?
I mean, it's very clear. Like, both of the supports on the side of 4Zoomers still die, but you get that buyback. And then the fact is that Sammy Boy is standing outside of the Macropire with his BKB on, and he gets to actually hit people because of the swap from Monkeys Forever. So he just stands, and then the re-engage from Quincy crew over on the Radiant side is where I really have my question marks. Like, I don't think you can go there. You still have the Wyvern ult.
Fissure from Lelis trying to go onto Sammy Boy. They also get the Ice Path Macropire thrown onto the ground as well. And there we go, Gunner with the ultimate. He's on a godlike spree right now. Somebody stop this guy. Goes for the Yules before the cookie stun connects as well. There's another Ice Path. Do they have the damage? The Wyvern heals coming in as well. Yawar coming in for the right clicks. Can they take down the Quap? He's got a blink available, but there we go. He will lose his life. Quinn will get the ultimate off, and Yawar will take 700 gold. They will cancel Husky's TP as well. And Quinn takes another. He takes another life. Maybe even a third. Ocean sprouted in the trees, and his fate has been sealed. Quincy crew, Roshan.
Yes, and they're going to have to start playing around this metamorphosis, because they haven't been respecting it up until now, and Sammy Boy has been showing them the door every time. Now, maybe if Yawar, for example, gets to live through that metamorphosis, they can do something, or if they have to force so much attention towards this very tanky Nature's Prophet, then maybe. But I still feel like they're getting outmatched in these team fights and outplayed.
Yawar will take the Aegis for himself on the Nature's Prophet, giving him a second fighting chance. But the Mjolnir's got a very high right-click attack speed. He's got BKB to stand his ground, and even if he would die once, you can go for the BKB right after. Go for the turnaround too. This does make 4Zoomers team fight a lot harder because they want to get rid of the Nature's Prophet, but he's also a very hard target to kill. He's already sitting at 25 armor. So even the TB with all of his damage output, they're going to need all of their teammates to line up on that to get the minus armor from the from the Venge and the stuns from the Nyx Assassin to make sure. And the thing with that Mjolnir, if Spike Carapace is still off cooldown and a Mjolnir proc is somewhere in the air, you can potentially stun the Nature's Prophet without him actually realizing what just happened. So yeah, these are very, very small nifty plays, but you do see these 200 IQ plays every now and then.
Oh, yeah,
and Ocean has been doing them a lot during the course of this tournament.
He has. As Sammy Boy is really just trying to survive right now. He's got a Scotty. There's also Monkeys Forever has built a pipe, so they're ready to go again. And that's a lot of the damage from Quincy crew negated, except from his right clicks from Yawar. But as you can see, even this illusion from Sammy Boy is not the easiest target anymore, and Sammy Boy is going to go into... Oh, he was going into a butterfly next. That would have been trouble.
Very optimistic play as well. They're going to pop the smokes as well. Lelis gets the enchant on him, stuns up the Vengeful Spirit. There's the Spike Carapace. They get the Venge. They're held in place. They will swap him backwards, trying to kill the Venge as well. They get the stun into the Nature's Prophet. Here comes the Metamorph Terrorblade with a haste rune. So Sammy Boy, they will take down NP for the first time. Still has the BKB up. Lelis tries to make his way out, but he's got the Echo Slam, but he's going to try and TP out. He's not going to... He actually makes it back home. Yawar with the BKB. He doesn't have the backup of his friends. He's gonna fall. He's gonna die with that 10-second BKB. Just goes for absolutely nothing. Gunner trying to chase up SVG. SVG trying to make a run for it. The stun doesn't hit from Ocean, but the damage is there, and they get it. They get it done. They get the NP twice. They get the Jakiro. They force the low HP Shaker to go back home, but he still has the Echo. He still has the Echo. They can turn this. They have high burst damage. There is a 2.2k Terrorblade to deal with.
Still a coil.
Yep, there's Coil, the full puck combo, and Shaker just looking for the Echo Slam. But there's nobody around Sammy Boy. The swap from Monkeys is there. He's holding his finger on the R button, and his mouse is on the portrait of the Terrorblade to see if that Echo ever lands. He's already clicking it. It's been a long time since 4Zoomers have been able to put some pressure onto Quincy crew. And this is probably the first time in the course of 1.5 matches that they're able to do so.
But it does feel good now that they're doing it, because they're outplaying right now. They're finally back in their comfort zone. And now we get to see if Quincy crew have something up to offer against this. Because this is a different 4Zoomers than we've seen in the previous 3 maps that these teams played against each other.
They've definitely been the underdog in
the
this series.
right now is definitely the underdog.
Oh no. Oh, that's also a TP cooldown right away. And Yawar, well, he didn't use his BKB on the positive side. Still 9 seconds on it. Very important seconds to hold on to. Problem is,
Yeah, just optimistic
problem is
position.
TB never bought a BKB. He just went Sanjin, Yasha, Scotty. So you can still rely on that late game BKB on this hero.
It's going to be very scary when he does that. There
20.
is an Aghanims up on the puck, so at the very least they can, you know, make him stand. But we've said all the way at the start, TB wants to stand. He's going to itemize to stand and deliver.
Already pushing the high ground as well. Tier 3 taking a lot of damage. Ice Path slows down a little bit. Ocean walks in. Gunner gonna go in as well. Get the silence onto SVG, but Lelis is just observing, watching the situation. They do the damage on the... Oh, they missed the stun. They don't get it, but the Puck ultimate. The BKB popped by Gunner. He's keeping them away. TB's just hitting down the racks at the same time. The space has been created. The Wyvern ulti as well. They're gonna keep Quinn away. Maybe they can get a kill on this Puck. The Fissure coming out as well from the fountain, and the Puck will get some time, and Jakiro goes for the buyback as well. And Monkeys forever, even though he brings out the trombone. Oh my, look at these illusions go. Oh my god, what do you do as a Jakiro against that? That's a dieback. They still have a few seconds on this Metamorph. Slowing down Lelis. Stun, swap, bringing him back as well. Lelis in the middle of everything. Double kill for Sammy Boy Gunner. He doesn't have an ultimate, but he's still tanking that front line, keeping them busy. And Sammy Boy walks in for the 3-man Puck ultimate. Quinn throws out, and Quinn, he's trying to do his best. He's trying to throw out some combos. He does have a phase shift available. He will stay in that for a little bit. He's got the orb, but he's going to get stunned up by Ocean. 3 heroes gone. What a perfect timing from this Nyx assassin. Ocean has been doing immensely great plays. It's GG, we're tied. It's a best of 3 now.
Oh, 4Zoomers. This is why I wanted to believe in the Chen, because when you guys play together, this is the stuff. And it just puts a really big smile on my face. But yeah, I think we're starting to see the ingredients here for a good 4Zoomers game, right? Because they gotta have something to lean on for the late game. They gotta have something for Sammy Boy. And they need the ability to make plays, and Gunnar, even though he got solo killed in his lane, and that kicked off a very good sequence of events for Quinn, who played that out excellently, they come back with a series of very nicely coordinated team fight, and that is the 4Zoomers that I want to see. It was great.
This was not a singular performance. This was a team performance by 4Zoomers. They've definitely grown up as a team. And this is what they needed. They had maybe a bit too much fun in game 1, but this one definitely showed that they can match up to par against Quincy crew. You mentioned this team has not looked like this for the last 3 encounters against Quincy crew, and it's a positive sign in the air, because now we actually get a proper grand finals, and I'm enjoying my time here, and the players probably as well. Quincy crew know that this is not an easy team to go up against. They had a bit over a 5k net worth lead as well. They were playing it really well. They had their lanes dominated so far as they did, but team fight coordination, you said it before, I agree with it. Their team fight was way better in 4Zoomers. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in map 3, but we're going to take a little ad break before we go into that. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit.